Can I have my slides, please? I'm going to talk about when standards fails, and all of us face this situation. Okay, chronic aorto iliac lesion still one of the toughest endovascular challenges. Usually, standard success is 80 to 90%, but sometimes total occlusion may fail. What are the standards? Usually, we use bilateral femoral access, we use hydrophilic wire, and our goal is to go through the true lumen, or if we are in the false lumen, to re-entry for the true lumen. Okay, when standards fail, this means that if I have multiple attempts failed to pass the occlusion, if I have subintimal dissection that I could not have the re-entry in the true lumen, and if the contralateral attempts also were unsuccessful, whether resistant cap or heavy calcification, then we go to the escalation strategy. We usually use additional brachial access for better control. We use subintimal re-entry technique or devices, and we use combined antegrade and retrograde approaches. What's the crossing techniques? Usually we all do sequential crossing with controlled subintimal dissection, wire externalization, and exchange for support catheter, re-entry confirmed by angiography. And the revascularization, sequential ballooning for aortic bifurcation and iliac segments, kissing techniques or CERAB, and the completion angiogram that shows good flow and no residual stenosis. Some examples, usually we go uh, below the inguinal ligament, we usually go antegrade, and when it fails, we go retrograde. In the iliacs, we use the reverse. We go retrograde, and when it fails, we go from the brachial antegrade. And as you see in this video, it worked. Uh, Tricks to have body floss. Sometimes we need body floss. Body floss will be very important in some cases. This is a case with popliteal artery occlusion, and as you see, there is a stent which was occluded. We could not cross antegrade from this area, so we decided to go and puncture the stent itself. And we did, we used a 018 wire, which was not strong enough. So we changed it to 035, and it was strong enough to go through the popliteal artery. And we managed to go to the uh, true lumen. And to have body floss, we needed to have the wire going into the sheath. And now we have body floss. Another, yes, and then we can exchange the wire, of course, because it is, we need the floppy end to be inside, and then ballooning of the lesion and ballooning of the punctured stent. Another trick to have a body floss, uh, we use retrograde access to get the wire out. So we do exteriorization for the wire. We are not putting a wire through this retrograde, but we are externalizing the wire from the needle. And as you see, now we have body floss. Sometimes direction is not helping. This is a case of BVAR was done, and after 6 months, we had this patient with this iliac aneurysm, and we decided to go for another stent graft is needed for the extension. and there is no chance for this graft to come except from above. You cannot come from below, you cannot come from the contralateral, you have to come from the brachial or axillary, of course. And we tried from the left brachial, but again, it was always going to the ascending aorta. It was not coming to the descending, although using stiff wire. So just changing the direction, we came from the right brachial and the stent came easily down. Then we did the extension, and this is the final result, and this is the CT. Uh, Sometimes we have re-entry problem. This is subintimal, and with many trials still we have subintimal. So you can use the double balloon technique to break this intima. The outback, as we saw last presentation, Outback is a very good option. You can use the snare as we saw with Professor Schroeder, or you can use this balloon and puncture the balloon with the Outback, and this is the final result. Uh, uh, this is a ruptured uh, thoracic aneurysm. Actually, this was as you see, it's a disaster, and we still did not have the device in our hands, and the patient is losing very precious moments. So we used esophageal balloon. It's not classic, but this is the only thing we had at that time. We just put this esophageal balloon for like half an hour till we received the device, and then we put the device. So I don't know. Okay, standards are standards just to show that we are, if standards did not work, but we have to respect the standards very much. This is a very small but very tough iliac lesion, as you see, and this was done. Some of my colleagues were putting a stent. The stent did not open, and they used the balloon, and the balloon, even after this inflation, you can see the notch still there. And then we have this. This is rupture of the iliac artery, and my comment was this is a big mistake, and the big mistake is not the rupture. The rupture can happen with anyone, but the mistake is where is the wire? The wire was removed before angiography, so we had to spend some few minutes again to put the wire with the ruptured iliac artery and to put this covered stent, and this is the final result. In conclusion, standards are standards, have to be respected very well. Multiple access points enhance control and visualization. Subintimal tracking is safe if re-entry is controlled. When standards fail, experience, creativity, and all available tools are required. Patience and adaptability are key in chronic total occlusion, and always have plan B and plan C. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Join us on the podium. And next speaker is